Today's video is brought to you by Oxido LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxido LED lighting, and here is some after Oxido LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxido LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. My name is Sean. I am here today with Sam. We are on a little journey today to pick up something for the channel, something you haven't seen yet, but it is something I've owned for close to 12 years now. It's just kind of been in hiding, and there's a whole story why that is that maybe we'll get into later, maybe not. See how I feel about it. But I'm going to hold you in suspense here for a few minutes, and we're just about there now, so I am going to focus on this drive and making sure we don't get stuck in some mud when we get there, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we just got loaded up and I'm about ready to unveil the old new project for the channel. I hope you guys are ready for it. Ta-da! 78 Kawasaki 650 full custom, hardtail, stretched, lowered, sectioned, channeled, chopped, all sorts of craziness. It's been a fun project up to this date, but unfortunately it's been in storage for about 7 years, and there's a long story that goes with that. It did break down. As you can see here, this cover is off and it's all kinds of messed up, so we got to fix that, and I'll kind of get into this here a little later. But right now Sam and I are going to take this back to my work and wash it off quick, because it's been in a barn, shed, something or another, mud hole for the last 7 years, and it needs a little cleaning before anything else happens to it. So as you can see, hasn't had new tabs since 2012, but this is it. We're gonna make some magic with this thing. So let's get to the shop and clean it up and see what we're working with. Okay, we got bike A and we got bike B, and together we're gonna make one badass bike. The plan is to take parts from bike B, put them on bike A, and get A running again. It's gonna need quite a few things that it doesn't have now, as far as a front brake. I was running without one of those, so we're going to put one on now just to be a little safer. It's going to need some engine parts as far as a clutch rod, trans sprocket, and there's like this cover guide thing. I'm not sure what it's exactly called, but that all broke. And we're going to be taking fresh meat off of this one, putting them on bike A. Need the spark plug wires. We're going to take a few other little miscellaneous bits off of there, master cylinder and a few things, throw them on there to get this one rolling, because this is going to be the primary focus for our summer adventures. So this area here is where the sprocket and that cover goes. The clutch rod's going to go in this little hole here. The one that came out of here is actually looks like the letter Z right now. It's all messed up, and it was bugger to get it out of there, to say the least. So we got to fix that section up, and then we're going to have to true the back wheel up, make the sprockets align safely, so we do not continue to blow the master link off, causing the chain to fly off, causing the rear wheel to seize up, and stuff up here to break. That's actually what happened, why it's in its current state. I was running through the gears, and when I hit 5th, and I just pinned it, the master link blew off, chain wrapped up. When it broke, it slapped underneath here, dumping all the oil, rolling over those gears, and breaking that guide and cover. When the chain wrapped up around the back wheel, it locked that up and almost threw me in the ditch with a skid mark in my shorts. I left a hell of a skid mark on the road from the wheel locking up, so it was a little spooky. And unfortunately, I was maybe 4 or 5 miles away from home, and I was pushing it down the street, thinking, how am I going to get this home? I got to walk all the way home, pushing this thing. Walk of shame, kind of head down. Everybody would look when they drove by, and a good Samaritan, although I didn't know it at the time, stopped. It was this weird guy in like a pedo van, and he pulls up and he's like, what's the matter? You should ride that, not walk with it. I'm like, well, it broke and whatever, and oh, that sucks, he says, and he talks to me for a few minutes, and he drives away, saying good luck, and he waves. And about 5 minutes later or so, here he comes again, pulls up behind me, he's honking his horn, and he's got a little utility trailer on the back of his van. And he said, I went home and got my trailer. I figured I'd help you out, get you home. Completely unexpected, very awesome. So when we got it back to my house, I gave him a beer out of the fridge and thanked him, and it's pretty much sat just like this ever since. So to whoever that guy was, if you're watching, thanks, man. Saved my ass. But yeah, it needs a few little things. We're just, it's a straight up garage built bike. The welds are crappy. There's things that could be ground off where the old foot pegs were. There's just, it could use a lot of cleanup, but it was kind of a trial and error deal. Let's try this. How does that fit? Nah, let's change this, and we can always fix things up later. But yet it's still my first build, and I plan on keeping it for as long as I can, but I just want to get her back on the road and make sure it's safe and sound. I don't want to be stuck pushing it home again, and not a good feeling at all. So we're going to be taking all of these components off of this bike and putting them on here. This is a 550 as opposed to the other one's a 650, so I'm hoping the clutch rod and everything and the cover all has the same bolt pattern and they all fit. This is a few years newer, so I'm hoping there isn't a lot of deviation in that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have to do some research as far as what mates up with what and if that stuff will work or not. But we've got a good platform to start with on both scenarios. that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you're all excited as I am to have a motorcycle on the channel finally. It'll be something good here for summer coming up. As always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.